How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. This is the end. This will be the end, I think, pretty soon of some of the pain that we're seeing in the market, of some of the outflows. Yesterday, we saw a fourth consecutive outflow day from the ETFs. Really weak numbers from FBTC. We saw large outflows from GBTC, and BlackRock couldn't make up for it. I want to explain why I think this is happening, why I think it may be done soon, and I want to talk about some of the other news in the market that you need to know on this Friday morning. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this as soon as I make them. While you're down there, there are some links. One is to Margex, where you can trade cryptocurrency on leverage. This is a way to amplify your returns in a bullish market, and I was talking to someone yesterday. They said, oh, well, I seem to make a lot more money when we're moving up, when I'm using leverage. And obviously that's true because, if you're going long and we're going down, you're going to lose money. But I do think it's probably one of the best times to set longs when we're in this kind of downtrend, but we're at support. That is when you can get ready for the next leg up. Like, it might take a little while, but you can set your positions now. Wait a little bit, because otherwise, if we continue moving up and we're at all-time highs, for example, and you put in a long, it's easy to see a 20% correction, but it's much harder to see a 20% correction when we've already fallen 20%. So definitely check out the link to Margex underneath the video. There's also a link to CoinW, and this is something that I talked about yesterday. We have a new trading group specific for CoinW, so I'll leave a link to that underneath the CoinW link as well. All you have to do is register with my link underneath the video, and then you can get in on a free trading group that they put on with professional traders, and you're able to get live streams, you're able to get information on chart setups and all that kind of stuff on Telegram. So it's really nice. I was looking at it over the last few days. It's beautiful. It's really helpful. So we had another massive day of sales from GBTC. That could be why we're seeing a bit of a red day in the market. Another 359 million coming out of GBTC. We needed 341 million from IBIT, Fidelity, HODL, BRRR, and we didn't get it. FBTC only had 3 million in inflows, which is nothing. I mean, their average day is probably around 100, 140 million, something like that, and we got 3 million. And we had a small day also for Burr in BlackRock. BlackRock had 233 million, which is less than what we needed. So we had a negative 94 million day. Yeah, so ETFs shedding for the fourth day in a row. And honestly, I didn't think that we would probably see these larger outflows for this long. But I do think that this could change quite soon. As you can see here, it seems like Grayscale is tapering off. It's slowing down at least a little bit. You can see it's similar to this right here where we had a slowing, or back here. Here we saw outflows go all the way down to 73 million, 52 million, 22 million. Here it ramped up and then fell down again. But this is 1.5% of their Bitcoin. Now, who's selling this? Well, we saw charts yesterday showing that it's really short-term holders selling Bitcoin right now for losses. It's not short-term holders that are selling for profit. So it could be that some people remember GBTC from last cycle. Maybe they started buying it when the market was pumping up last week when we saw these little outflows. And now they're like, oh, that was a stupid trade. I'm not even in the right ETF. I should be in IBIT or FBTC. I'm just going to sell right now. Okay, this is Sam from the future. That's exactly what we're seeing. I'm editing the video and I saw this just pop up. So I was already making my own point and Willy Woo's backing it up here. ETF investors showing their noob. On the first dip, ETFs did $1.6 billion of outflows, while the Bitcoin network received $1.1 billion of total net flows. So self-custody investors are buying the dip while ETF investors are capitulating. And it's really just GBTC. Now, I don't want to say just GBTC because BlackRock and Fidelity have had lower net flows. So really, there are probably some investors that are still selling, like pretty worried. Obviously, there are people that are selling because we've seen BlackRock do like $2 billion in a day and then have net flows of 100 million. So that means that there are about 950 million worth of sellers and then about 1,050 $1,050,000,000 worth of buyers. So there are still some people capitulating even in those newer ETFs, but there's still more net buyers. But GBTC doesn't really have any net buyers, so that's why they're seeing bigger outflows. Right now, it is a lot of people like you and me that are buying. As we've heard over and over, a lot of the big financial advisors have not been taught how to sell this yet. So while BlackRock probably had a backlog of people that wanted this product and that they could push it to really easily, that was probably the initial wave. We were the initial wave that were flipping from GBTC into BlackRock, Fidelity, or that we wanted to put more capital in those. But now we're seeing a dip. So a lot of people like you and I maybe aren't buying those as much. And then they already went through their initial group of people that they wanted to hit on with the BlackRock ETF. And now they have to start pushing like, hey, we need to talk to these financial advisors, get them financially literate, have them sell it to their clients. And we know that a lot of people have not approved the ETFs either. So this will, I think, slow down the selling, right? I think we will see GBTC continue to sell less. We'll continue to see BlackRock and Fidelity have inflows. Of course, we'll have some outflow day in the future, but I don't think that this is going to necessarily continue for a long time. And obviously, with us sticking around 64,000, 65,000, 66,000, like someone's buying right now, or was a couple days ago. And one person that was buying yesterday was Mr. 100. They actually flipped someone on the Bitcoin rich list. They became the 13th wealthiest holder of Bitcoin instead of the 14th. So flip 14 into 13. Let's take a look at how much they bought yesterday because it was significant. You can see 21, 21, 21, 21. They bought something like 900 Bitcoin yesterday. So they bought the entire new supply that was mined. And they also have already bought 302 Bitcoin here today. So they're still buying a significant amount. But a few days ago when they weren't buying, someone was buying because we actually made a 10% move up on a day that the ETF saw like record outflows pretty much. Now, a couple other things I want to hit on before we close the video. British Hodl just made a great video with Matthew Schultz, Ask Matthew Schultz. He's over from CleanSpark. This is the one Bitcoin miner I hold, and it's one that I've held for years, like literally since last bull market. I held CleanSpark. This was a great interview. If you haven't already listened to it, I would go watch it. I like British Hodl in general. I think he has different takes than a lot of people, and is pretty entertaining to watch as well. One other thing I want to hit on, I saw a couple people talking about tips, thanking me for talking about tips because it's done extremely well. So I gave this out a few days ago, and I gave it out like a few weeks ago and a month ago. We're up significantly in tips. This is a Memecoin on Solana. Take a look at this. I don't even remember exactly when we got in. I think we started talking about it like right around this level. I think we're up 4 or 5x from the beginning, and then I've been talking about it the whole time since then. It's around a $7 million market cap now at 10 cents. I mean, this thing has been just like moving quickly up and to the right. Definitely one that you want to pay attention to. As you can see here, George was talking about it on his live stream recently. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about tips recently, and they seem to be doing quite well. Okay, Bitcoin countdown. Some people say it's 33 days away. Some people say that it's set for April 20, so it's actually like 28 days away. It's coming. No matter where you look, it's a month away, give or take. And that will cut the new issuance by 50%. So even though we're seeing some pain now, this is like a fundamental bullish event. We could see some selling before or after. That's definitely possible. But this does change Bitcoin for the long term. This makes it more likely to move up, right? There's less and less sell pressure. Matthew Schultz actually talked about this yesterday. His prediction, as someone that's in the Bitcoin mining space, now keep in mind he is talking his book a little bit, or he might be, I think he's a real upstanding guy, but, just to be clear, he works at a Bitcoin miner. He thinks we could be at $15,000 above previous all-time highs by the halving. He said 6 figures by the end of the year, $250,000 this cycle. Now, he works at a company that mines Bitcoin, so obviously, like I said, he wants it to go up. But also, he doesn't really benefit from making that like wild predictions. I guess some people might be more bullish by their stock, stuff like that. But it's not like he directly benefits if he makes a big prediction, right? If I came out here and said, I think we're going to be at $2 billion by end of year, and I got people to buy, that wouldn't help me personally. People would be pissed off at the end of the year when we're nowhere close to it. So I think that we could have some bullish price action for the rest of the year. I do think that's happening. And a pullback, completely normal. Completely, I think, beneficial. I mean, imagine we put in a higher low here as well. Let's say we start bouncing up a little bit. Okay, well, we hit 59K. Then we hit 61K. Then we hit 63, 64K. That would be bullish if we start moving back up with higher lows like that. Extremely bullish. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, you can check out the link to MargX underneath the video. You can check out the link to CoinW as well, to Blowfin, to BYDFI. There are a lot of different options down there. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts on where we'll be end of year, maybe end of next month. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next one.